Hey, what is going down, guys? Talk Norwich City here today, back with another matchday experience. Today it is Cardiff City and arguably one of the biggest games of our season so far. Let's not forget that Cardiff have only won 2 of the last 22 encounters between us sides, and last time at Carrow Road it was a 1-1 draw with Russell Martin, our scorer. So here's the team that I'm going with today. Ruddy in goal, Alton left back, Basong, Turner, Russell Martin. Basically the same defence we've seen all season. Tete in centre defensive middle. I want to see Snodgrass out on the left. Fur and Howson in the middle. Fur dropping deep when Howson is going forward to become that centre attacking midfield player. Redmond out on the right. RVW up top. I think RVW needs to get a chance today. He's technically gifted. He can find space and take advantage of what isn't great Cardiff defence. I think if we can get the gaps that Van Wolfswinkel has been and give him service, he's going to score goals. Redmond out on the right on his preferred foot. Snodgrass out on his left on his preferred foot. I can see a win coming today. I'm going 2-1 Norwich. It's a big game. It's a big game. I'll see you there.
Hiya. Thank you.
Kick it on! Throw it in! Run it, so screw it! Too dangerous, steady on. Now's your chance. Oh, it's got City! City! City!
What is going down, guys? Talk Norwich City here, back from the game, and wow, what an incredible game for all the wrong reasons, really. Controversy at the end, punch-ups, should have been goals, all of that good stuff. I went to you guys on Twitter saying what did you think of the game. It clearly hit a spot with you guys. I've had over 45 tweets since tweeting it, so I'm not going to be able to read them all. We start off with Alex Murray says, where is the clinical finisher? Houghton took off Hooper and put on Elmander. Why? When we need 2 goals, we put 2 up front. Lee Branky says, Norwich played decent. Marshall was unreal. Unlucky about the goal. Should have stood. Ref can't make that decision. Ollie Cribb, a good friend of mine, has been clinical of Houghton in the past end. Sad to see us not winning the game. But if we play like that all season, I think we'll stay up. Stick with Houghton. My question to you, Ollie, is our expectations to stay up, or do we want to go for them maybe Europa League spots? Do we want to finish top half of the table? I don't know. At Rizakic says, Norwich played well, but again it comes down to the finishing. We had 31 shots. There's something you have to do against teams like Cardiff. Opta says we had 31 shots today, the most a Premier League team has created and had all season. Question marks have to be raised over if we should have scored a goal or not. In my opinion, 31 shots, you should be scoring 6 from that. Norwich City TV says, sure he would have been sacked by now if there were better managers jobless. That for me is the problem. How many more games do you keep Houghton in? At Charlie Stevens says, Cardiff keeper was incredible and Fur goal in my opinion should have counted. At Jack Sims says, Leroy Fur is mental. Redmond on the bench comes on and lifts the team. No logic. Hashtag Houghton out. Dex, that guy named Dex, says Snodgrass was horrendous. All 3 subs were both poorly timed and fundamentally wrong. Goal should have stood. Redmond on for Snoddy. Johan, Ricky for Tete, and maybe Whitaker for Martin, just to go get something forward. However, we dominated the game and at least got a point. You know, I think if you would have asked any Norwich fan at the start of this game if they would have taken the point, they would have laughed at you and said we need to be winning these games. But if you look at it, Cardiff, they're a decent side. They didn't really pose us any threat today. They had 1 shot and it should have been scored. Ruddy made an incredible save. I think it was in the 25th minute off the back of one of their counter-attacks. It was squared in, I think, from Fraser Campbell. And how they've missed it, I don't know. It's gone straight to Ruddy and he's made an incredible save off it. Let's have a few more thoughts. The tweets are flooding in. Please Lick Luke says, Marshall played the game of his life. Norwich played incredible. And in the end, a point is a good for the neutral. We're not the neutrals here though, are we? Macca King says, I don't think that Houghton is responsible. Our players have to put the ball in the back of the net. And let's have the last one from Gary F. The goal should have stood. Ref waved play and we're not obliged to give it back. Would he have made us retake it if we'd given it back to Marshall because he hasn't played? I doubt it. Poor decision. And I think this thing's going to rumble on for a while. Should the Leroy Fer goal have stood? If you haven't seen it, basically what's happened is Marshall's thrown it out because Alex Tettey's down on the floor. He gets back up. Ref apparently waves play back on with his hand. I didn't actually see it. I wasn't looking at the ref. I think it was Van Wolfswinkel's thrown it to Leroy Fer and he's banged one in from range. Marshall's nowhere to be seen. And you've got to think that the goal should have stood. The goal should have stood because the ball's in play. We are not obliged to give it back. Of course, you know, it comes back to sportsmanship and all that, but if we're 0-0 in a game that we should be winning in the 92nd minute, I don't care how we scored the goal. I don't care if it's not the right way to score. If we need to score a goal, we're going to score it. And that's why I love Leroy Fer. That's why as soon as he's come into this team, he's passionate. He wants to play for the club and he wants to score goals. I listened to his interview on Radio Norfolk. Chris Gorham asked him, did you mean to score it? He goes, of course I meant to score it. I want to win the game for Norwich. I want to win the game for my club. And that is the kind of players we need in this team, the kind of players that drive us forward into winning games. And although we haven't won the game today, with players like Leroy Fer, with players like Gary Hooper driving us forward, I can see us getting results. Chris Houghton, should he stay? I mean, I love Chris Houghton. I've loved him from the start. Does he play the most attractive football? No. Do I care? No. Do I want results? Yes. Have we been getting results? No. At the end of the day, the Premier League is a business. It's driven through results. And are we getting results? No. Are we putting in performances? Yes. It's annoying. It really is annoying. I think today he was poor. I think you've got to start Redmond, although he hasn't started the last 2 games. You've got to start driving at Cardiff. They haven't got the best defence. They've got Kolka, maybe the best player there. We didn't have any drive today. We've got Snodgrass, who has been awful all season, was awful again today. Didn't really deliver a good cross the whole game. Yes, he drove at players on occasion, but got nowhere with the final delivery. Redmond does that. He came on in the 80th minute, got at players, had like 4 shots, all on target, troubled Marshall. And how he hasn't started there. Hooper, when he got taken off, got booed. Hooper didn't get booed. Houghton got booed for taking him off. Elmander's come on. Elmander's been average since we brought him in. Okay, he can hold the ball up well. Okay, he scored 2 goals against Bury in the Captain's One Cup earlier on in the season. But scoring goals against Bury and scoring clinical goals that are going to change seasons in Premier League football is slightly different. Gary Hooper played awesome for the first 80 minutes. You can't then take him off. If you're going to make a substitution, bring Van Wolfswinkel on. Houghton's then come out and said that the reason Van Wolfswinkel hasn't been given more time is because of the injury he's carrying. If he's on the bench, he's there to play. If he's injured, then don't put him on the bench. Put Becky on the bench or someone. I don't care if he's injured. If he's on the bench, he's there to play. It's just a frustrating game. I'm sure you're feeling my frustration now. We should be winning against Cardiff. We're not little old Norwich anymore. We're a team with ambitious sides, and we want to get wins. Every single fan in there wants a win. You know, and I don't care how we get the win. Chris Houghton, should he stay or should he go? I mean, I love Chris Houghton. Of course I want him to stay. But I think after the West Ham game, if we're still in the same position, then you have to question his future at the club. And I think the board have already questioned that already. Will he go? Will he change it? I can't see him changing tactics. He hasn't changed tactics in a year and a half since he's been here. He's not going to change now. Are there any replacements? I mean, Di Matteo's the obvious one, but will he come to the club? I'm doubtful. I think it's too early to be looking at whether Houghton should be going. Let's look at that after the West Ham game. But anyway, I've talked too long. What are your guys' thoughts? I mean, thanks for all the tweets and everything. I'm really appreciative of all your support. This channel's going places. I'm going places. We're going places together. Let's just hope for an improvement on performances. Who knows, we might beat United in midweek and everything could be changed. I've been TalkNorwichCity. Follow me on Twitter, subscribe to me on YouTube. If you don't know who I am, I'm a guy who makes Norwich related videos, and I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Peace out.